Time to wake up. 58 degrees out there, too. Welcome to fall.
I was just reading up on Alabama did a beatdown on Ole Miss, 25-0 Saturday night because the little kid from up in Pulaski, they called him Fabio, couldn't keep his mouth shut, bragging about how Ole Miss was going to beat Alabama, and dang if we didn't come out and spank him.
Now,
all over
nice
the field, 25-0. Yet we were overshadowed by the LSU Georgia game, which turned out to be quite the shootout. Hey, good morning. I'm Jamie Cooper. Thank y'all for getting up with us on a Tuesday morning edition of Cooper & Company Live. This is Athens in the AM on this Tuesday morning edition. Back in action from the Grease Festival, where I almost got sick eating all that stuff. Gloria and I judged that thing in downtown Athens this past Saturday. But join us today, back in action, Dr. Jan White. Dr. White, what is your subject today?
An assisted living RV park.
Get out.
I'm serious.
Hey, I might start one of those on this river lot we got here in Athens. Yeah.
There you go.
RV park.
Yep.
Assisted living.
Yep.
How's that work?
It's working.
Well, that's something new I've never heard of before. We'll check on that in just a minute. We have other guests in here, too. We have a professional dart champion in here this morning. Happens on a car lot over in Hartselle. Angela Holiday in here this morning. Check with her in a moment. And somebody else we'll talk in just a little bit, too. We got a lot of things to cover on this Tuesday morning edition of Cooper & Company Live. Let's get it cranking right now because, yes, it is fall. Yesterday, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But temperatures this morning in the 50s. Are they going to fall in more? Is it going to rain for the Fiddlers Convention this weekend?
Shh, bite your tongue. 58 degrees out there this morning, and it should be much nicer today than it was yesterday. Yesterday, yes, it's stuck around in the 60s, but today we are going to see temperatures in the 80s and plenty of sunshine, thankfully. High temperatures around 82 today. Your low tonight of 57. No chance of rain, or don't have to worry about rain. There's always that little chance of rain, 10% that is. Looks like no rain possibly until Thursday, and yes, they are saying 60% chance of those showers on Saturday so far in the afternoon hours, but still a little too soon to tell, Rick Mold. So hopefully for the Fiddlers Convention, we won't see any rain till it's all done. Hopefully anyway. 230-4988 gets Frank.
How are you, Dr. White?
Great.
All right. I got a lot of stuff out here to talk about this morning.
Good.
Yeah, good. Oh, first and
Yes,
foremost,
Doc.
let's talk about the line for the games this weekend.
Hush.
Alabama's homecoming against Georgia State in USA. Alabama's a 55.5-point favorite. We ought to take that one pretty easily.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is a 3-point favorite over Auburn at Auburn. And then the rest of them, we'll go over them later, too. But we'll
You have
get
all
into that.
week.
Yeah, I know. I just want to talk about that. Well, first and foremost, I want to talk about a sad situation or sad in our lives that happened over the weekend. Friday morning after we got done doing the show, we got a call. Our dear friend and partner in some property, John Bailey, passed away at the age of 69 years old. That's the obit that was in the News Courier Sunday, also in the Decatur Daily and the Huntsville Time. That's John tonight. He was inducted into the Limestone County Sports Hall of Fame. I think that was 08. Was that when that was? John, great friend of ours, and I got to say yesterday it was a great honor to be asked to participate in the funeral up at Ardmore Chapel, and I did the eulogy up there yesterday. And I want to tell y'all a little bit about John Bailey. You talking about being the original Johnny Football. And I want to give a shout out this morning to Stump Haney, one of the pallbearers yesterday and a member of the football team, for helping with all my research on this. That football team up there, let me give a shout out, a big one to all you Ardmore Tigers up that way. 1958, John was a freshman on that team. They went undefeated. 59, they lost 2 games. 60, they tied Tanner. They only played 9 games. But in 1962, they won the state championship. But they only played, Jan, from August 1st till the end of September. 9 games. Then their season was over because everybody had to pick cotton.
Oh, God.
That's what it was.
That's a lot of games in that short
In
time.
1962, with John Bailey, Johnny Bailey as they know him, as quarterback, he ran for 22 touchdowns, passed for 8, ran for 5 extra points, passed for 4 more. They beat their 9 opponents by a combined score 443-12.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Lynchburg scored 12. In their last game of the season, they beat Buckhorn 81-0.
Oh, That's amazing.
I was talking to Judge Woodruff on the square Saturday. He said those numbers were quite astounding. Those are some numbers that I think till this day
Yet
have
to be
not
beat.
been broken, are
Yeah.
still intact. I got a picture of John's two sisters up there yesterday, inviting us up. We had a great time, saw some good folks up that way. That's me in the middle. There's his two sisters. I want to thank them for letting me be part of that. What a tremendous individual. We will all miss him, but he was a builder, developer, and developed Bay Hill out that way, the
Okay.
condos and
Yeah.
everything. But a tremendous football fan. I just spoke to him for a half hour this past Wednesday.
I'm glad
And
you
his
did.
number one question to me was, he says, well, Jamie, how's your health? I know you're 60 now. And then he said, and I missed this line, I should have written it. He said, I couldn't make it to your party, and I should have said yesterday, but we all made it to yours.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll all miss him. But anyway, moving on from there, got a lot of things going on. Let's get it cranking this morning. Dr. White, I've got some things to talk about as soon as I
Okay.
find them.
You have
We will
lunch.
go from there. Baby boomers divorcing.
How about
This is,
that?
it's a figure that's well known. Half of U.S. marriages end in divorce. I've accounted for a large percentage of that through my
There you go.
years. Said per 1,000, divorce rate is, I don't know, it's been constant for the past decade. But what's changed, though, is who's getting divorced. This out of the Florence paper. It says, right now, according to the National Center for Marriage and Family, the trend has earned its own name, gray divorce, which describes divorcing later in life. You certainly can't ever predict the number of divorces in a year's time. But one of the major reasons, not just for baby boomers getting divorced, is credit scores. Y'all have to deal with that probably when you finance a vehicle. Or they have to pay cash when they come in, or credit card. Differing credit scores could add up to divorce. It's like baggage.
Right.
So now they're saying when you're going to marry somebody, you need to do a profile on them.
And check out their
Yeah,
Did you suggest that?
absolutely. But Jamie, the number one cause of divorce among any age group is financial difficulties. So this is
Not having an
making
affair,
sense.
you'd say it's financial, that over that?
That's,
You sure?
well, no.
Research says.
Well, I'd like to do some research, but typically the number one reason is financial.
You don't want to learn your new spouse has excessive debt, poor credit scores on your honeymoon. It's much easier and better for everyone to get it out on the table well in advance of getting hooked up.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
Johnny
what
Lee
is
always
love with
says,
them? That's a good
watch what
question, Brad.
baggage you bring into a marriage.
So credit scores over love.
You don't marry somebody
That don't
busted,
sound
broke,
right.
down on their luck, nothing.
You do?
It ain't going to work. I can tell you, been there
How do you
before.
know that?
Because I've been there before.
I wouldn't marry someone who had debt.
Gold digger.
I think that's a
do
valid
hear
reason
what
to
you
not
guys are
marry.
saying.
You don't want to absorb that person's problems.
Well, you might.
My
Well, I
goodness.
All right. Moving on. All right.
Like
What do you
Austin
think, going to a totally different subject.
Good.
What is the average length of time it takes to go through a drive-through?
4 minutes.
I have no idea.
4 minutes? That could be about right. Let me figure it up here in a minute. If it's fast food industry doesn't have headaches now it's got a new one. It's getting too slow, according to USA Today this
Oh, my
morning.
God.
Never mind that the first name is fast. The amount of time that consumers are spending waiting in line at fast food drive-through windows is getting longer, not shorter, mostly due to the growing complexity of new products and the major fast food chains are selling. They got more toppings on each stuff, like Taco Bell or something like that. Yeah. And that's the number one complaint is
The wrong
getting the
order.
wrong stuff in your bag when you pull out.
Yes.
Right, because it's all garbled. The microphone's garbled.
The drive-through business last year did $299 billion through the
Well, we're in the
drive-through
wrong
alone.
business, Jamie.
Yeah, we
Through the
are.
drive-through alone. Says right here, it's slowing down because they want to get everything just right, and it's got a breakdown on the time
Well,
here,
they still
but
don't get it right.
I really don't have time to decipher that and figure that out. So that's almost a $300 million business.
Yeah. Well,
That's a lot of money.
That's a ton. Oh, back to the divorce thing. Here's a guy that's got 5 wives.
How about that?
I've had 4, but not at one time. Brady
that works well
Williams
for
has
him.
5 wives, 24 children, but no organized religion. You got a van you might be able to sell them, Angela? The newest polygamous family from Utah, not known, on reality TV considers itself progressive and independent. The family no longer teaches the fundamental Mormonism to their children at home, opting instead to form other teachings. His children range from 2 to 20.
Why is it
and he works
always-
for his brother-in-law.
Why is it always the man and all the wives? Where's the wife with all the husbands?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
is this replacing Sister Wives on
Yeah, I
television?
guess. But 5 wives.
I hear you, Brad.
Actually, a
Yeah.
couple of them are decent looking.
Jamie.
Well, who's going to be married to 5 ugly ones?
What? You're awful.
Man, I'm just saying.
You're awful.
I'm just saying. 5 wives. Hey, man. Boy, you talking about, what if you got divorced? You have to pay child support and alimony to all 5 of them?
Apparently. I mean,
Possibly.
if you have
How'd that
20
work?
kids.
Frank ain't in. All right, I'm going to finish up this first segment, do a little bit of news in just a moment because I got a house full this morning. Let's start with a little bit of, let's do a Dear Jamie. This is in the paper this morning. It's a good one.
Okay, can't wait.
I'm a 57-year-old woman. My husband is 61. We met online and spend weekends together for 7 months before getting married. You with me, Dr. White?
I'm with you.
I'm deeply in love with him for at least the first 6 months. Lately, my attitude, dear Jamie, and feelings have changed dramatically. This man drives me crazy and, on top of that, grosses me out.
Oh, that's not good.
He is constantly clearing his throat, blowing his nose. He is flagellant.
Great.
That means, you guys, that means
Right.
farting and, everywhere.
Thanks, Jamie.
Burps long and loud all day and night. He's clumsy and his memory's going downhill fast.
Run.
He becomes very defensive when I try to talk to him about any of this. I still love him, but not romantically. I feel more like a friend. I have forced myself to kiss him, let alone sleep with him.
Gross.
And due to his denial, I have lost a lot of respect for him. This was not the man I dated and signed up for. He's retired 6 months ago now, sits around all day getting stoned. He doesn't make friends. Needs open heart surgery and a knee replacement. You just need to back over him in the driveway. I mean, come on, just get it over with.
My goodness.
And we'll require a caregiver real soon.
Bad credit doesn't sound near as bad anymore.
But
does
here's his bill. He knew she was a nurse, and he was looking for a caregiver.
They're looking for a nurse or a purse.
No.
She said, I didn't date for 12. That's a good line, Jan.
I know.
Nurse or in
Nurse and
purse.
purse.
I didn't date for 12 years before I met him. Thought we were very compatible. I could have lived with him at least a year. I wanted to, now he won't change. What do? I feel trapped.
Well, stop writing dear
DIVORC.
Jamie. And did they get married?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
married.
Oh, they are married.
But he burps, farts, clears his throat, blows his nose, constantly all day long. Frank, how's that going?
Not too good.
Yeah, not too good.
Well, he's sitting around stoned.
Well, maybe if he's stoned, he don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, there you go. So
Yeah,
I think
right.
this is another
No.
divorce, another boomer divorce in the works.
Not quick
Sounds good to
enough.
me. All right, we'll take a break on a Tuesday morning, come back and do just a little bit of news in just a moment. Y'all hang on.